This is MacVoices TV. Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner, and this is MacVoices TV at the Boston Final Cut Pro SuperMeet. Actually, we're backstage at the Boston Final Cut Pro SuperMeet, talking to Jason about everything that's going to happen here in a short time with the actual presentations from the stage, Walter Murch, and everything else. Jason, it's great to have you.
It's nice to be here.
So, tell me about all this stuff and what it takes to put on a SuperMeet.
It's the setup itself. We're here probably 15 hours before everyone gets here. You know, wiring it, getting everything, and then we get it to the point where then we have to test it out, make sure it all works, and then the presenters come in for a few hours, we test that, and then we get ready for the show. But the lead up to it, we're working on this for a few weeks ahead of time. You know, we're making sure we have everything we need. Kind of, you know, you plan it out, you lay it out, and then after that you add a little bit extra just in case you're going to have some problems to make sure that you cover yourselves. And then it's a good thing you do, because even today there's certain things that came up that we just weren't ready for, but we had everything we needed to. So that's it.
One of the challenges I think that you probably face is that you have a lot of different presenters coming up, and they're bringing their own machines.
Correct, yeah.
Which, that shouldn't be that much of a hassle, but...
Yeah, I mean, typically when you're doing an event, you're going to say, hey, we want one machine, we want it to be everything to be on there, but because everyone has different technologies and they need different machines, different speeds for an event like this, it's such a cutting-edge technology that you can't. There's no possible way to load everything on one machine and just roll with it. And plus trying to get all those people to talk and making sure everything works, it's just impossible. Everyone's doing their own thing, and they're coming in from other places just for this presentation, Montreal or California. So just trying to get all those people together, it just doesn't work. So what we have to do is we have to go through and test each individual machine before the event happens, and then we size it up, we make sure it's good, and we go from there.
You have Walter Murch here as a special guest tonight. Any special prep that he has asked for, or that you did to help him do what he's going to do?
No, we were just told not to make any mistakes with him.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, that was it. No mistakes. Yeah, everything else we can roll with. Him, no mistakes. So that's about it. And that's how you want it. You always want to treat every presenter like that. But when these cross your fingers that nothing does go wrong with someone like Walter Murch.
Yeah. Walk us across the production table here with all the equipments here, so we just sort of know what we're looking at.
Okay. So what we have right now is we have 4 DVI drops at the stage that are coming back to control here, and all those units are putting out 1920 by 1200. It's then going into 2 Folsom Screen Pros. From there, we're sending it back to a Screen Pro 2 HD. All right. From there, we are then doing a sub switch for our second room. So we have our main room, and then we have our overflow room. And both of those are being hit via Cat 5 with Raven Research Cat 5 extenders. So they're, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of, going through, testing it, and we actually wired it all up yesterday just to make sure it does work. So, we didn't want to show up and say, oh, our theory doesn't work. When you're working with this kind of technology, you're working with such high resolutions and be sending it, 400 feet, you have to make sure that it works before you show up.
You seem remarkably calm with just a few minutes to go.
I'm remarkably tired, actually. So, yeah.
So after this is over, what are the plans?
Well, the event will be over at 11. We'll then start breaking everything down, and we'll probably end up getting out of here about 2 o'clock in the morning, and then we drive 2 hours home, so we'll all be home, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. We'll sleep for a few hours and get back to work. Yeah, to the next event, whatever that may be.
In other words, just a routine kind of production.
Exactly. The one thing is this happens to be a much, you do hit those jobs where it does take you all day to set up. You have the jobs where it takes you 2 days to set up, and because of the time frame on this, we only had from early in the morning till when the event starts about 6 p.m. A lot of events of this size, they'll bring us in the day before, give us enough time all day to set up, and then we'll sleep, get a good night of sleep, and then start over. But this is kind of, you work a few hours, you get a few hours of sleep, get up, show up, work. It'll probably be about 24, 25 hours, pack everything up, and go home. So.
Well, thank you for giving us a look behind the scenes, and I hope you get some sleep soon.
Yeah, sooner or later. I mean, it's not too bad. It's part of the. It's it is what it is. Yeah.
Jason, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Chuck.
I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices TV at the Boston Final Cut Pro SuperMeet. Thanks for watching. MacVoices TV is part of the MacVoices Group and a member of Mac Level 10.